welcome to a video. A video that's a little more on the serious side of things. Normally, I'm goofing around all the time and making mistakes, which, by the way, is not on purpose. I ran across this beer movement going on, and it's called Black is Beautiful, and the idea behind it is to raise awareness, and I want to be on board with this. I feel it's important to say this and promote this, especially on a channel that I have that can be heard and has a voice. I'm jumping on board, and I really want to do something, and I'm so glad I found this cause that is happening, and it's something that I can do and you can do also. So the base recipe for this initiative was created by Weathered Souls Brewing Company. They're on their website. It's called blackisbeautiful.beer. Let me read the description. It said the Black is Beautiful initiative is a collaborative effort amongst the brewing community and its customers, in an attempt to bring awareness to the injustice that many people of color face daily. Our mission is to bridge the gap that's been around for ages and provide a platform to show that the brewing community is an inclusive place for everyone of any color. We're asking for all breweries and brewers far and wide to raise a glass with us in union and participate in this collaboration. The Weathered Souls, who again, they got this recipe to give out, and they donated their proceeds to Know Your Rights campaign, and I will be donating as well. Any monetization that goes to the channel and for the rest of the month will be going toward a cause. We've already been donating to some causes, but we will continue to do so. And they actually have a label, I guess, if you are a pro brewer, and you can actually use this on your labels, which is pretty cool. Hope you can see that on the... So I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's a great initiative. So they gave a recipe for homebrewers, and I'm doing it. And it is, by the way, a very, very beefy recipe. It's an imperial stout, essentially, and there are a ton of grains in this. So let me rattle off what it is here. So I'm going to go by percentages because that's what they did. Well, they gave the full recipe with the 10-gallon batch. I think it was 10 gallons, but I scaled it down to my 2-gallon batch, and I tried to match their percentages exactly on the grain bill. I think I got really close, if not exact, for most of it. So 58.8% pale 2-row, 11.8% flaked oats, 5.9% chocolate malt, 4.4% crystal 120, 4.4% flaked barley, 4.4% where is it? I lost track. Roasted barley, and then chocolate rye malt was 2.9%, but I substituted that for pale chocolate, 1.5% black patent, and then 5.9% corn sugar. And I'll put that in the boil. And then it was Columbus, that 40 IBUs, and that's at 60 minutes. Cascade was 15 IBUs, 20 minutes. Then Cascade again, 9 IBUs at 10 minutes. And the yeast is WLP001. So yes, I'm gonna keep it kind of simple on this one because if people do stumble upon this, who aren't homebrewers or brewers at all, but are just curious about the cause, I want them to be able to watch along and follow. So yeah, let's get started, and yeah, let's do this puppy. Adding 4 gallons of water for my 2-gallon batch. Yeah, that's what I need for this. So the bottom one is your target temperature, and the top one is what it's climbing to. And why it's 157 degrees Fahrenheit is because the warmer temperature, essentially you're breaking down the starches in the malt. When you put your malt into the hot water, it activates enzymes that then break down your starches. Okay, so I crushed up all this grain. This is all crushed up, and the idea behind that is you're breaking it open so the starches can actually become soluble. So it definitely helps, for the enzymes to do their thing and crush it all up. When they do is they germinate the malt, and by germinating, it sort of starts to try and grow, and then produces enzymes as it tries to grow. They cut it off, And then those enzymes can then be used later to break down the starches that are within the malt and give you your sugary water called wort. That's the essential science behind it, as far as I understand it. And yeah, this is going to be a nice and inky black beer. It's going to be real, real good. This is, by the way, the most grain I have ever used in a beer. I only do maybe 4 grains, maybe 5. And there's at least double, I think double that in this one. So I'm excited. Now, how I'm able to mash in on this system, I can't quite get thin enough of a mash to water to grain ratio, I should say. So I tend to have kind of thick mashes. And this one with all the stuff in here is a thick boy. So take a look at my porridge here. So I have a brew system called the claw hammer, and what's nice about it is it recirculates the wort through a pump. So even if I do have some thicker mashes at times, it helps with conversion. Take a look. Comes out here to the pump and back around. So the recipe called for corn sugar. I said that. I'm actually going to switch up and use some DME, dried malt extract. It's basically malt that's been converted and they powder it. A little more body. Corn sugar tends to dry out beer a bit more. I'll probably use about half this bag. So this is called a refractometer. It is used to measure your sugar content. Start with the sugar content. You boil it for an hour or longer or shorter. And it gets concentrated as it boils out, and you're basically get more sugars for the yeast to consume later. You check it before the boil and after the boil, and it's done in, like, when water hits the meter, it's at 1.000. Then as the light refracts through the sugar, it shows you your concentration. And what's weird is I'm not getting a good reading on this right now. I've tested it like 4 times, recalibrated it, and usually there's a line that shows you exactly where your numbers are, but it's all blurry right now. Maybe it's not working right, I don't know. It's around the sort of blurry in the 1.065 range. I'm going for like 1.070. Add a little more DME to this just to boost it up a bit. So I want to be at 1.070 pre-boil. Going for about 1.080. That's pretty high. You're looking at about roughly 8% alcohol, maybe a little higher, maybe a little shorter. Okay, so adding my first hop addition, going for 65 IBUs. IBUs is international bittering units. In hops, there's acids in there, alpha acids, very, very bitter. Like if you take one of these little pellets and eat it, it's very bitter. Essentially converts in the boil. The longer you boil, up to about 90 minutes, the more bitter you're going to get. So if I were to add like an ounce of this for 60 minutes, and then an ounce for 5 minutes in a boil, it'd be way more bitter in that hour. So I'm going to add my first addition. By the way, 65 IBUs is fairly high. IPAs are around averagely 70 to 80, depending on, you know, who you're asking. Yeah, but because it's kind of a strong beer, it should balance out pretty good. Last addition, 10 minutes left. So we're circulating some hot wort here to kind of sanitize everything. Then I got to cool down quickly. So how this works is the water is being pulled in from an aquarium pump here, and it goes in here, some coiling device, and the water then comes out here. Then the wort's being pulled in through a pump here, which goes all in here, and then back out into here. Ideally that will go to like a different vessel, but I don't have that option right now. The very, very cold water that's being sucked in draws the heat out. And it cools down within minutes. Pretty cool. All right, I'm filling up my 1 gallon jugs here. And yeah, gonna pitch the yeast right after that. All right, here they are. They are done. Cooled down. I got my yeast here in a yeast packet. Looks like on the back it does say these 3 of these for 5 gallons for how much sugar's in this. Which, by the way, I got to about 1.082. So that's good. Right, about on target there. And yeah, so half a pack each. Half a pack. Oh no, that's not a good start. There you go. That is it. Pretty good brew day. By the way, I did read on their sites. I was just kind of noodling around on just what they were doing as far as like the recipes for pro brewers and stuff. And I didn't see this here earlier, but I thought it was worth sharing. So I was wondering, like, man, there's so much black and dark malts in this. I mean, obviously that's what the beer is intended to be. Thought this was cool though. The recipe was developed to highlight the different hues and shades of black. A recipe is only a guideline, and please feel free to adjust as needed. So I didn't, I've kind of copied almost exactly what they did. Also, if anyone else wants to brew this and wants to send me a bottle, maybe we can do like, a review on mine and yours and have a talk about it. So yeah, so if you guys do want to do that, you can email me to send me a bottle. I should be posting this right away. So you will be, let's say today is June 6th. So, let's say by the end of June, if you want to send me some, if you do this, let me know, and we will talk about it and review the beer. And my email is barleyandthehops1@gmail.com. So thank you for watching. This is a really important cause and a very important message we need to get out there. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.